Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I will show you the new way of thinking about the markets. So it will be a very interesting video, and yeah, hopefully it will be fun. Right before we start, I also want to show you what I've been working on for the last week or so, and yeah, so if you are not interested in this, feel free to skip to the main part of the video. So what I've been doing, I have updated my website. So now the design is a little bit different. I like it more than the previous design, and yeah, it just feels better. But that's not the main part. The main part is that I have added a lot of free indicators. So here you can see all of the free software that you can download. And if you are interested in checking out any of these, check the description of this video. You will find a link to this website and you can download all of these indicators right here on the website. I have also added some of the premium softwares. You can check them out as well, but you have to pay for them. So yeah, yeah. But if you want to get these premium softwares as well, and you don't want to pay for them, there's also an option how to get them for free, and you can check how to do so right here by clicking this button, Free Premium. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and now we can get to the main part of the video. So the concept that I would like to talk about here today is about finding market entries, let's say. So if we like break down what we try to achieve in trading, we try to find repeatable patterns that we can profit from. So for example, yeah, so basically we ask the question what is likely to happen. So for example, if we discover that on USD yen on 50-minute time frame, after the price breaches the local high, it tends to fall down, then this is some information that we can use in order to profit from it. Yeah, so it's something that we predict that will happen, and this is the first way of thinking about the market. The second way of thinking about the market is that we ask ourselves what is not likely to happen. Okay, so you have what is likely to happen, you try to predict what will happen, and then there's what will not likely to happen or what is not likely to happen, and that is what won't happen. Yeah. So I will show you an example right here on my screen to yeah, explain this a little bit more. So I will ask you, what's the probability of having two consecutive bullish or bearish candlesticks in a row? Yeah. From looking at the chart, we can probably say that the probability is pretty high because it's not something that doesn't occur that often. Yeah. So here we can say, here we can see two consecutive candlesticks of the same type. Yeah. So that's not something that doesn't happen that often. Okay, so let's push this to the extremes, let's say. So what's the probability of having, for example, 6 consecutive candlesticks of the same type? Now, we don't know the exact probability of this, but we can say that the probability of this happen is lower than having 2 candlesticks in a row, yeah? And that's something that we can work with, and we can test this out if we know how. And then we can push this even to the more extreme side, and we can say something like, what is the probability of having 10 candlesticks in a row? And this is not something that is likely to happen very often, yeah? And then we can spot these things that are not likely to happen, and we can try to find what happens after that. Okay, so I hope that I've explained it well. If not, just keep watching the video. I will get to the coding part basically now, and it will be easier to understand there. but I hope you get like the idea of what I am trying to achieve here. Yeah, so let's get to the coding part. So this is the IDE. I am in the experts folder, in the YouTube folder right here. Sorry, and I will create a new file. Let's call it candles in row. Okay. I will delete all these comments and yes. Okay. So I will start by initializing the EA in such a way that we can use it for entering buy and sell positions. So the first thing is that I will include the trade/trade.mqh library for opening positions. And then I will create an instance of this library called trade. The second step is that I need to get ask and bid price in order to be able to open positions. So I will create two global variables. I will initialize them with value of 0 and yeah, that's it. So so this EA will be based on the idea that I've just presented. So I will need three input variables. Yeah. So the first input variable is it will be of type of integer, and let's call it candles or consecutive candles. Okay. So this is like our number of consecutive candlesticks that have to happen in a row in order to open either buy or sell position. And then we just need take profit points and stop loss points. Okay. So let's start. So on tick function, the first thing that I will do is that I will assign the values to the ask and bid price. So symbol ask and bid is equal to symbol info double symbol bid. Okay. Then also I want to execute the rest of the function only once per a new candlestick. So I will create static integer variable called last candle, which will be equal to 0, and integer candles, which will be equal to the current number of bars. And I will do if last candle is equal to the candles. So we have already executed the code on this particular candlestick, then I will return without executing the rest of the code. And if this is not the case, then I will do this. Okay, so now I will create two functions, buy and sell function. So bool open buy and in each of them I will check if there were consecutive candlesticks. Yeah, the number of those candlesticks will change right here. So yeah, so let's do that. So the initial value that I will return is return true. Okay, so if we succeed with all of the conditions that will be in here in the function, then we will return true. Here I will create simple for loop. So for integer x equal to 0, x is lower than consecutive candles and x plus plus. And what we are looking for is for the, so in order to open buy, okay, so I will do it a little bit differently. So bullish candles. Okay, so this will spot the bullish candlesticks. Okay, so I will create double open. So this is for the open price, x plus 1, and close, which will be for the closing part price. So close x plus 1. And if, so this is for the bullish candlesticks. So if close is lower than the open price, then I will return false. And it's as simple as that. And I will now do bearish candles, and I will just change this. So it's very simple. It's very simple. So now on the onTick function, we will create a new boolean variable called bullish streak, which will be equal to the bullish candles, and also bearish streak, which will be equal to the bearish candles. Okay, so now we can do, so if bullish streak, then we will execute some code in here. So yeah, and else if bearish streak, then we will execute some code for the bearish streak here. So now the question is what we want to do after we have either bullish or bearish streak. There are two options. The first one is that we think that the price will continue in the initial direction. So for example, for the bullish streak, we think that the price will continue to go up, and for the bearish streak, we think that the price will continue to go down. So this is like going with the price action. And the second option that we have is that we think that the price will change. Yeah. So for the bullish streak, there the price will go down. For bearish streak, the price will go up. So there are two options, and I will add input boolean go with trend. So this will be our initial boolean variable go with trend set to false, and we will open positions based on this variable. So if go with trend, so if we want to go with trend with the bullish streak, then we want to open by position. Yeah. So symbol ask price, ask minus stop loss points times point, and ask plus take profit points times point, and let's go with trend. Okay, and else if, so if this is not true, then we want to open a sell position, and I will open a sell position. I'll just copy this here, and I will just modify the code slightly. So bit price, bit plus, and bit minus, and go against. Okay, and now I just can copy this here, paste it here, and I'll just change. So if this is false, and against, and go with. Okay, so now it should be okay. So let's test this out. So I will go to the tester, and I will find a YouTube folder right here, see candles in a row. So let's try with the visual mode to see what will happen. Okay, so now we enter buy position, and this is exactly what we want. So this is, if we check it, this is go against the trend. So this should happen after we had our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candlesticks in a row. Okay, so this is what we want. So this is what we want. So let's wait for next signal. So this is go against the trend as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we open the same positions like on the following candlesticks as well. So yeah, so that's what we have to keep in mind. But in this case, it works because, as we said, the market tends to average out, so it goes up, and then there has to be a correction. So that's like how we approach this, and we open a position basically on every new candlestick as long as the condition is true. Okay, so what we can also do here is that we can do input integer max positions. Let's set this to 1. So, and positions total is lower than max positions. Okay, so by doing this, we can like control how many positions we open. So now we should only open one position at a time. So we won't be seeing like that huge number of positions. Oh, it just occurred to me, probably you have my face in the lower right corner, so you won't be able to see like what's happening right here, but it's not important because as you can see, we only open one candlestick. And this is all we need to do in order to optimize this and test this. Okay, so what we can do now is that we go to the genetic optimization and we can basically optimize all of these parameters. So go with the trend, we can optimize this to false or true. So we will like, yeah, you know what that will do. Max positions, okay, this is okay with me. Consecutive candles. So we can start at something like, hey, let's go 3, step 1, and let's go to 15 consecutive candlesticks, which won't happen most likely, but what I know, like I don't presume that I know what the market does. I just trying to find patterns. So input, take profit, let's go to 2000 and let's start at 300. Okay, I think it won't make the difference, and let's go to 2000 as well. So let's optimize this, and yeah, so we are doing 50-minute time frame for last 4 years. Yeah, so and we can see that this doesn't look that bad. Yeah, so okay, so this seems nice, and yeah, so it's like I want to showcase on this channel. I want to show you like what is possible with trading. Yeah, so like if we break this down, why most people lose in trading, and the reason for this is that I think that trading is like a job, but it's like a data science, data analyst job, because what you do is that you get a lot of data and you trying to find you trying to find the patterns in the data. Yeah, and that's something that data scientists do. That's not something that you can do without a computer and calculations. Yeah, so that's the reason why most of the people who trade lose money. And that's, just imagine that you would do that you would work as a data scientist, but all of your work you would do without any calculations. So you would just say, I think, I presume, I think it's like this, but I don't know because I haven't done the testing. I haven't like you know what I mean, okay? So since the trading is like a data science job, yeah, you trying to find the patterns, you try to get familiar with the data you work with. It's impossible to be profitable without using the machines, because then you presume that you know how the market works, but you don't. So yeah, and it's nice to see that even an idea simple as is this can be profitable. So I won't run all of these steps of optimization, and let's test, for example, I don't know, this. So here we can see that we open max 9 positions at once with 9 consecutive candlesticks with take profit of 700 and stop loss of 1200. So let's see. So this looks nice, and if we check the chart here, we go with the trend. Okay, so we go with the trend, so we think that the price will continue. So this is a major thing, let's say, and so far it seems that it's not profitable, but it is, and I will show you. So yeah, so here our first buy position, sell position. So this is like with the trend. I will also try to find setting which goes against the trend. So for example, okay, so it seems like against the trend doesn't perform that well, because as you can see, all of these options go with the trend. So that's why we say trend is your friend. So yeah, let's do the same thing. I don't know, for USDN as well. it might be interesting. So let's wait for optimization to finish. Yeah, so to get to my previous point, like, yeah, it's a data science job. You have to use computers in order to get familiar with the data. It's like nothing more than finding the patterns in the data. Yeah, you get your data, you trying to find patterns. That's all that it is to the trading. Yeah, and let's just imagine that you would do this without using machines. That's just nuts. Okay, so for USDN, it also shows some good results. So for example, this one, yeah. So I won't optimize it all the way. If you want, you can optimize it all the way. You have the code, so code it for yourself and see if this is something that you can use in the real trading as well. This seems nice. I will do one last testing, okay, and I want to see if we can be profitable with this over the last 10 years, because if we are profitable with this, or if we were profitable with this over the last 10 years, then this is really something that can work. Yeah. For those of you who say that we can't rely on this backtest or optimization because I use this 1 minute OHLC and not real ticks based on the real ticks. Yeah, you know what I mean. In my experience, if you use high enough take profit and stop loss, it really doesn't make a difference. So for example, if I use take profit and stop loss of 1000 points, then it really doesn't make a difference if we use 1 minute OHLC or real ticks based on that thing. Yeah. So it only makes a difference for scalping. So if you use an EA which scalps, okay, so which uses very tight trailing stop, for example, then you have to use the real ticks option. But if you have something like this, which has take profit of 2000 points and stop loss of 1400 points, then that's not an EA that needs to be optimized on the real ticks option. Okay, so let's stop this. Only 63 combinations tested out, and yeah, this is something that we can work with. So obviously we open a lot of positions, like you can see that these streaks, that we open a lot of positions and then we wait for them to close. So that's something. So yeah, so that's something that we have to keep in mind, because that can be very, very, I wouldn't say bad, but you have to like think about it. So for example, yeah, you know what I am talking about basically. Okay, so I think this will be all for this video. We have tested out this way of trading. Yeah, there obviously are a lot of like things you can explore with this type of thinking. So you focus on what's not likely to happen instead of what's likely to happen, and sometimes it's easier, like, because for me it's easier to think of the things that are not likely to happen than to come up with things that are likely to happen. For me it's just easier because, yeah, I don't know why, but it just is. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.